Fine. Well, look, lovely to see everybody. Thank you very much for inviting me. I'm the Chief Executive of the British Liver Trust, and I'm really delighted to be here. And I'm going to talk about some of our recent work in this area and provide an overview of some of the insights that we've received from patients. I'm also delighted to be joined by Maria Richardson, who's one of our patient supporters, and I'm so pleased she's agreed to join us and give her own personal opinion, because it's not easy standing up in front of a whole lot of you guys, particularly if you're under surveillance. I think most people will be aware of the British Liver Trust work supporting patients through our helpline, our support groups and our patient publications. Please do support us in whatever way you can, whether that's by signposting your patients to us so we can support them, or raising awareness, or driving policy change, or even fundraising so we can undertake our work. And I would actually like to invite all your MPs to your hospital, because it is extraordinarily powerful for MPs to be told how they need to do better for people with liver cancer or any sort of liver disease. So that's a serious ask. And as we might change MPs this year, there's even more to invite. Outcomes of many types of cancer have seen huge improvements in the last few years, and as you know, liver cancer is the exception. The facts on this slide will probably be familiar to everyone in this room, but it's important to continue a consistent message. And in the NHS long-term plan, the government laid out that ambitious strategy that Tim talked about. 75% of cancer to be diagnosed in stage 1 or 2 by 2028. Well, at the moment we're dreaming, aren't we? And back in 2019, the British Liver Trust raised awareness in government and in the national media that the government could only deliver on these targets if it addressed liver cancer. And this crucial key message supported the development of the work that we're going to hear about from Mukti in next on. So if we want to make sure people are diagnosed earlier, we need to improve surveillance rates. And we've gathered insights from patients on what they think about surveillance. This is included holding focus groups, both as part of the co-creation process when we're producing materials. And we partnered with Dr. Rohit Sharmi, who helped to identify and overcome patient barriers and obstacles to HCC surveillance. And we'll hear a bit more about that later. This project resulted in some of the production of our patient materials, which you can see also later. We have also gleaned views through our patient support groups, feedback from our nurse helpline, and by analysis and posts on our online forum, which has over 35,000 active members, and through feedback from our digital channels. So what do they tell us? What about surveillance? So everybody's different. Some people are very engaged. So one person who attended a British Liver Trust focus group said, "This is an absolute priority for me." Tick. Good. However, people who engage often express frustration. "I've been waiting for 6 months and my appointment keeps getting delayed." Some people report that since COVID scans, they've still not been called back for their regular scan. Then there are many others who do not engage, and there are a variety of reasons. "It takes too long to go to hospital and I can't afford to take the time off work." People also get lost in the system. "I used to go for scans, but since I've moved, no one's contacted me." And some people call our helpline saying they don't understand the letter they've received. So what is surveillance anyway, really? That's the question. I mean, I thought surveillance, or anyone might think surveillance, isn't that what the police do in those police dramas? They sit in cars and watch people, baddies, go in and out of houses, doing stuff before something bad happens. You know, I mean, I'm not sure surveillance is the right term. The research project really highlighted the first point that I made earlier, that some people are very engaged, but fear is a huge barrier. People are scared of cancer, And just the word or the idea can make them disengage. Contrary to common belief suggesting that cancer will scare people into action, often it's the other way. Many people also report not being able to commit to appointments, particularly true if they have complex and chaotic lives. And there is a concern about stigma from health professionals, often highlighted by patients as a major patient-related barrier to attending HCC surveillance. People don't like the word surveillance, they don't understand it. And when they see or hear the term, so what we try and do is use that term because everybody else uses it, but also use other terms such as liver cancer checks. Some people believe that if their liver disease is well managed, they don't need to have a scan. And we know that there are particular barriers from those who are marginalised, such as the homeless, where innovative, different approaches are needed. And I think this last comment sums up something we often hear. I feel like I'm on a roller coaster, worried before my scan, then anxious while I wait my result. So we need to reassure patients and ensure that results are given in a timely manner. So this is a snapshot of a few of the results of our liver cancer patient survey. Late diagnosis of liver cancer was a key feature. 13% were diagnosed in A&E, 50% undiagnosed and had an underlying liver disease at the time of diagnosis, and 21% waited more than 6 months to get a diagnosis after visiting their GP with symptoms. In a separate survey of over 1,000 people with liver disease, around half of them had experienced stigma from a healthcare professional, reinforcing the view that had come from our focus groups, that people fear being judged by healthcare professionals. So we're currently working on materials and we hope will address the stigma in some of your trusts. So in summary, our insight and research says patients need simple, clear information that allays fears. Key messages should include: when liver cancer is found early, it can be cured. Liver scans, called surveillance, help find liver cancer early. Don't miss out. It's important to go every time. Liver cancer doesn't always cause symptoms. Go for your surveillance scans, even if you feel well. So we have got some materials for you to use in your clinic. They're co-created with a project which was produced by NHS. And I'm going to show you an animation. Here, these are some of our stuff that we can help you with. And now.
These scans help doctors know if anything has changed with your liver condition and can also spot liver cancer early. Having liver scarring means you have a higher chance of getting liver cancer, but finding it early means it can usually be cured. The process is simple. You'll be invited to an appointment at your local liver unit for an ultrasound scan. It takes 15 to 30 minutes and it doesn't hurt. Although most people who have liver disease won't get cancer, it's a good idea to be on the safe side. Going for your scan every 6 months helps your healthcare team spot any further damage or cancer sooner rather than later. Your doctor might call this surveillance. If your scan shows anything unusual, your healthcare team will talk to you about any tests or treatments you might need. People with early stage liver cancer usually don't feel ill, so they don't know that anything is wrong. These regular scans can make a big difference by finding liver cancer early on, when it can be treated successfully. By going for your scan every 6 months, you can help your clinical team keep an eye on your liver and keep you as healthy as possible. Speak to your healthcare team today to find out more about liver scans and whether you should be invited. For information and support, visit the British Liver Trust website.
Is it me or does that look like Ian Rowe? Okay, so please share the video with your patients. Thank you for listening. I want to pass you over to Mukti, who will give us a background on what NHS England have been up to. And please, when it comes to Maria, give her a really warm welcome. It's not easy standing up and talking to you guys if you're under surveillance. Thank you.
Actually, Pam, I think. Just a second. Pam, Mukti. Just because we've gone out of order, Mukti, would you mind if we introduce Maria next? So, Pam, do you want to introduce her, seeing as you've brought her along? Come on, let's do it.